Only a few years ago, rock groups like Kino were labeled subversive to Soviet youth. Rock musicians were obliged by law to work at state jobs and pursue their music at their own risk. Today, they have emerged from their underground status. Leningrad groups like Kino are leaders in the Soviet rock revolution. Until recently, Western rock recordings were virtually unobtainable. By secretly listening to records smuggled into the country, Yuri Kasparyan taught himself to play the guitar. Officially, he worked in the boiler room of a factory, but in his own room, he dreamed of becoming a rock star.
Music began from school and I started to play cello. I learned for 7 years and then I began to listen to pop music and began to play guitar. I tried to copy the Western music. I taught myself guitar by listening to the Beatles. I became bored of other people's music and started making my own.
In 1984, an American rock singer named Joanna Stingray came here. She believed music could bring young Americans and Russians closer together and began to smuggle out rock tapes. And she met Yuri.
And I was at a concert once and I was waiting outside where there's thousands of people trying to get into these underground concerts, and a girl who was with me because I wasn't supposed to be speaking English left me for a second and said, don't speak to anybody, just stand here. So she ran away and I turned around and right in front of me was Yuri's face, and at the time his hair was dyed blonde on top the way mine was, and everything got quiet. I didn't hear anything, and I just remember looking at him and wondering where he was from and who was he. And then the girl came, pulled me off, and we went into the concert and I saw the first band, and then all of a sudden the second band came out and I looked up and I said, my gosh, there he is, he's the guitar player. And eventually we started spending time together, and he didn't speak English and I didn't speak Russian, but now we're married and happy and it all worked out.
Now Joanna commutes from Los Angeles to Leningrad. Because of the city's housing shortage, she and Yuri share a suburban apartment with his parents and grandmother. His mother is a government scientist.
What both our mothers were concerned about, it was as if they were saying the exact same thing, just in two different languages. How he was going to support me, how we were going to live being apart so much of the time. And what Yuri and I always wanted was just to keep our citizenships but go back and forth together. Of course, no one ever thought that would be able to happen, and we're just lucky that with all Gorbachev's reforms and things that we've actually been doing that, so it's worked out nicely.
Before, we've been unofficial musicians. It means we rehearse at homes, we play in small halls, we not get any money from our music. But the audience always more interested in unofficial music than in official. It's begin to change with perestroika, glasnost. This line between unofficial and official musicians begin to disappear.
Kino is now legally part of a private cooperative. Tonight, some 17,000 fans will attend a Kino concert in a state-owned sports palace. Joanna comments.
When I first came, of course, I started getting very involved in the music scene, and then a few things happened in the States that made me realize that people there really needed to see what was going on here. And I remember being at Disneyland, and there were a bunch of boys in front of me. So I asked them, just out of curiosity, what do you think about Russia? And these boys immediately turned around and said, "We gotta blow him up, kill him." So I realized if they saw the kind of friends I had here that they could identify with, they wouldn't think that way.
Each member of the audience pays 3 rubles, about half a day's wage, for tickets. The group, which once earned 150 rubles a night in underground clubs, may now net about 15,000 rubles.
No, I come and get you. Look at that, you're missing something in the front of
you. In the new, freer political atmosphere, lead vocalist Viktor Tsoi sings of the unpopular war in Afghanistan. The words of his song, Blood Type, speak for a Soviet soldier. The blood type is on my sleeve. My number on my sleeve. Wish me good luck in the battle. With their provocative lyrics, Kino tapes have hit #1 on the charts of Soviet recorded songs.